Hey guys, I hope you're all okay. So today I'll be talking about the Bradshaw II Android smartwatch from the Michael Kors Access range. It has a good metal finish which I think looks stunning. I'd definitely class the watch as premium both because of the looks and because of the heft. The only downside to the gunmetal finish is that it's a fingerprint magnet. With regards to the heft, it's not a heavy watch by any stretch of the imagination, but it's certainly not light. It's not cumbersome to the point where it'll cause unnecessary fatigue, so not really a big deal. The watch is running Wear OS, which is a cut down version of the Android operating system, designed specifically for smartwatches. This means pretty much all of the Android smartwatches on the market will be pretty much the same in terms of features, with the only difference really being in the hardware. I don't have an iPhone to test with, but this watch will run on an iPhone with some limitations. I guess if you're an Apple user, you'll be getting an Apple smartwatch anyway, so it isn't really a concern for you. I'll link an article in the description that explains what works and what doesn't if you want to use this smartwatch or any other Android smartwatch with your iPhone. The watch has a 44mm diameter, so it's not a complete monstrosity. There are definitely smaller offerings out there, but I wouldn't worry too much about the size. Before I dive into the features of the watch, I want to start off by talking about the display. The watch features an AMOLED display, which means you get true blacks as each pixel is individually lit and the watch doesn't rely on a backlight. As a result of this, you can conserve battery life by choosing a watch face that incorporates a lot of black in the design, which is what I've gone for. I tried to get a good shot of the watch in direct sunlight to demonstrate that the text is still fairly legible, albeit to a lesser degree. That leads me nicely onto the watch face and how you can change it. You can use the Wear OS app, which will give you a better look at all of the available watch faces. Simply tap on the watch face you want and the watch will update in real time. Alternatively, you can press and hold down the watch screen to scroll through the options. Simply tap the watch face you want and you're good to go. Swipe from the top down to get the settings menu. Here you have quick access to things like aeroplane mode, notification sounds, battery saving mode, where you have the option of setting the mode to daily, which will turn on most of the watch's features apart from the tilt to wake and OK Google detection. Extended will turn off most features apart from alarm sounds, the heart rate monitor, activity tracking, pressing a button to wake, notifications and vibrations. With the custom option, you can control individual settings as the name suggests, but there are some features which can't be disabled at all. They're mostly things you'd want on anyway, but it would have been nice to have the ability to control these too. The time only option disables everything apart from the time, and the only way to get out of this mode is to restart the watch via the power button, and if that fails you can put the watch briefly on charge. You can also enable Google Pay, turn on cinema mode, which turns the screen off and disables the tilt to wake functionality. You can turn the screen back on by simply pressing the power button, which will restore the watch back to normal. And then finally you have the do not disturb option. Overall, I'm fairly happy with the options in the quick access menu. Swiping from the left gives you the Google Assistant, where you can ask Google about anything you want. You can also see upcoming events or deliveries here. I don't really use Google Assistant on my phone, so this isn't really that useful to me apart from the upcoming event. Swiping from the bottom up shows you all of the notifications you can see on your phone, with one major downside. Notifications from the same app are not consolidated like they are on your phone, so the list can grow exceptionally large if you have something like a smart doorbell connected, which pings you a notification quite frequently depending on the activity outside. Swiping from the right gives you access to the tiles, which are just shortcuts to useful things like Google Fit, the weather and any upcoming events. The quickest way to configure this is through the Wear OS app on your phone. Click on the tiles option in the app and hit the plus on the bottom right to add more tiles. Swipe right on any tiles to get rid of them. In the tiles menu you only have 10 possible choices. Other notable features of the watch include the heart rate monitor, which you have access to via the watch face. Simply tap the heart icon twice to get started. The website mentions that the watch includes swim-proof technology with water resistance up to 30 meters. I haven't tested this out personally, and I guess the majority of people who'll purchase a watch like this won't be swimming with it on, and certainly not 30 meters deep. In any case, I have washed my hands with the watch on and it's functioning perfectly fine. I've got Google Pay set up on the watch. Do stick around as I'll show you a shortcut to this that'll prevent the need to go into your settings menu to select it. It'll save you a few seconds, but it's well worth it. With regards to the settings, I won't go through all of the settings and instead I'll mention what I think are the most useful. In the display options, you can set the screen to always on. In the gestures menu, I've enabled tilt to wake and touch to wake. In the personalization menu, you can customize the top and bottom buttons on the watch to open any app you desire. I've got Find My Phone and Google Pay selected. To access Google Pay normally, you have to swipe down and then press the pay icon. With this, it's just a single button press, which is arguably faster and more efficient. It's not all good, unfortunately. The biggest perpetual problem I've had is to do with the connectivity. I have to disconnect and reconnect my watch at least once a day as I stop getting notifications. This happens consistently and I've never been able to find a solution for this. I don't know if it's a problem with the watch or with the phone or with both. For this reason alone, I can't recommend this particular Android smartwatch. If you want it purely for the looks and as a glorified timekeeping device, then it's more than fine. One thing I've not touched on is the battery life. So I've got touch and tilt to wake on, and I consistently get 2 full days without having to charge. This is with a watch face that is primarily black to reduce the energy consumption and with the always on display turned off. I wish I had the option of turning off the heart rate monitor, as I feel that consumes quite a bit of battery when it runs. At the very least, there should have been an option to reduce how frequently it runs. If you've reached the end of the video, you're probably asking why I've said just to get a regular watch in my video title. This is simply because the novelty of having a smartwatch wears off really quickly, and for me personally, I don't use any of the features enough to warrant having it. It's just ended up being a glorified timekeeping device at this point. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great performing watch and it looks great. However, with all of the connectivity issues I've had, and in particular with the notifications, the experience could have been better. I'll still be daily driving the watch, but it'll purely be for checking the time and nothing else really, apart from maybe the media controls for pausing audiobooks and music. The issues I've mentioned may be unique to me and your mileage may vary, so don't take my word as gospel. If any of you guys have an Android smartwatch, please comment below so I can know what your experiences are. If you enjoyed any part of this video, a like would be appreciated. For more content like this, please consider subscribing. Thank you for taking time out of your day to watch. See you later.